Hello my fellow riders, today we're going to be doing a variator and rollers on a GY6 engine. Now at the moment I am currently shielding because I'm going to be having an operation on my nose because I can't breathe properly through my nose. So we are locked in the freezer. Nobody else has access to it other than me, so I can still work, which is good. I get very bored at home. So anyway, today we are going to be doing a variator and roller replacement on this bike. This is a Lexmoto Riviera and it has done 12,000 miles. Apparently it's only ever been serviced once. So we will be doing that. Another thing with this as well is the customer brought it in and says we just want the variator and the rollers done on a service. The brake levers are broke, the headlight is missing, and we said that we wouldn't do it unless he got it all done because of road safety. So we have a legal requirement to make sure that every bike that leaves here is road safe, roadworthy, whatever. It's not, we don't do an MOT, but we need to make sure that all the brakes and stuff are working when they leave. So anyway, I just thought I would take you through and let you see me do it. So first you need an 8mm, and that is to take off, I think it's about 7 or 8 plugs, 7 or 8 screws all the way around the variator housing. I haven't really done any prep for this, so you will see exactly what I see for the first time anyway. Sometimes I like to be a little bit finicky. Especially with an older bike or scooter, when you try and take these off, they're going to be quite well stuck on there. So you need some sort of rubber whacking implement to be able to get it off. We use one of these hammers. Just give it a couple of taps. There's another one there. You have to lift the airbox up. These little rattle guns can't give that much torque, so sometimes you have to swap it out for a hand ratchet. Just to crack it off. When you're at home, you're probably not going to have one of these, you'll have a ratchet, so don't worry, it doesn't really make any difference, it's just faster to use an impact gun. What you might find at home is you're going to have some trouble getting this bolt off. The impact gun won't do it. The ratchet you can't do because it doesn't actually have enough impact strength because this part turns. So I'm going to use an air gun on it. Obviously you're not going to have air guns at home. So you can buy tools to lock off the blades, so you can use a ratchet, or you can use a screwdriver or something to stick in there. Problem with using the screwdriver is you've got a tendency of snapping off the fins, and these are cooling fins for inside here to keep everything nice and cool. As you can see as well on the back, the clutch has got rather warm at one point because it's starting to go blue. I'll try it with this impact wrench, but I don't think it's going to have the boom to do it. Turns out my plug just pulled out of the audio, so some of it might not be great. So yeah, anyway, because of the how long it's been on there, we can't get it off with anything other than an impact wrench. So put it on, hold it. Piece of cake. A bit hard on this one. You don't usually have to take the variator, the clutch assembly off the back either, but this one's coming off. This belt doesn't actually look that bad, it doesn't look that worn, but still, you don't want to be getting into the situation where you're riding down the roads and it snaps, because you can't then get your bike home. I don't know if you can tell very well in the video, but these little rollers have got flat spots now, because when they're rolling up and down here, they're always rolling up the same amount. So the way that this works is this little plate here sits on top, and as the centrifugal force of the engine spinning this thing round increases, the rollers go up and then they engage to a point where the belt can then ride up here, and the further up it gets, the faster the revolutions of the back wheel go. But also you've got your clutch system, which works in the same sort of thing. You've got your clutch plates there, and as it spins faster and faster, these open up and interact with the housing here, and this housing is connected to the drive shaft of the back wheel. So they come in packs of 6. And there are different weights you can get on these. These are 18, 14, 12 grams. So if you increase the weight, it goes up faster. If you decrease the weight, it goes up slower. But which in theory should make your bike go faster, but then you lose some of your torque. So you never gain something from nothing. Personally, I would leave it as it is. So put the new rollers in, make sure there's movement, which there is. Add back on the housing. They only go in one way. So where is it? Where is it? Just make sure these haven't got the shaft that goes inside there like so. Make sure that it hasn't got too many scratches and stuff in it, because that can stop it from moving out freely. So the whole thing goes back on there. The clutch assembly. Again, what this is supposed to do is twist and hold open like that. It's quite tough. So I'm squishing my fingers. Get a new belt. Usually with the clutch assembly I'd leave it on, but I couldn't get a purchase on it to be able to get the the belt down. So what you need to do is pull it open, put a belt in, and then when it spins around, the belt will go up and down on the, what is it, curved surface, we'll say. Put it back on. Now the belt has to sit on top of the spacer. Like so. You put back on the other side of the front variator. Put on the washer that come with it. Oh, bloody screws. Put nut back on. These have got a spline on them, so they can only go on whichever way they're going on. You can't put them on wrong. Add the other nut, remembering to put on the washer as well. I'm pretty sure this impact wrench is set up for 50 Newton meters of torque. And that's it. So that's the front variator spins, the cable goes up and down, the belt goes up and down inside the variator, the back one spins, and the force pushes out the clutch and makes it so it engages back well. So yeah, on a motorbike, on a scooter, this is why you can't jump start it by pushing it down the road, because you would have to be going at about 25-30 miles an hour, maybe a little bit less, but anyway 25-30 miles an hour to be able to engage the belt onto the front spindle. So if you got that impact wrench and turned it over here, turned your ignition on, put it on there and turned the whole engine, then in theory it would start. You don't want that. Put a housing back on, that away. Again, there's some little lugs in there that make it so that you can only put it back in the way that you got it. Put all the nuts, I'm losing all my words there. Put all the bolts back in. Try and put them in the same holes that you take them out from. I know which ones go into which, so it doesn't really matter. So it doesn't matter that I keep them in order because I know where they go anyway. But when you take them out, so you take this one out here, you put it there. Take the next one out, put it there, just so that you can know that which way they go back in. Reason being, because there's many different lengths. So some things have to go through longer parts, some things have to go through other parts. Now, as I said, this is just no prep was done on this video, so it was just you seeing me do it as I would do it. Normally with my videos, I prep beforehand. I would take some of these bits off, and so it makes it so that it's easier for me to demonstrate. But you can't always do that. At the end of the day, my videos are my videos, and I still have a job to do, so I have to get on with it. So hopefully you've learned something, and hopefully you've seen that it can be done at home, but without the impact wrench you may potentially damage the fins on the front variator, unless you get a special tool that goes into the two holes either side. I don't think they're that expensive. They're only a couple of quid from cmpo.com. So I can put a link down in the description for where you can get them from CMPO if you want to do this yourself. But remember also there are about 3 or 4 different styles on the top of the variators. Some of them have teeth, some of them don't. On some of the older style bikes, the starter motor Bendix is actually joined to the variator. So that's why they've got teeth on them. But you can get something that goes into the teeth and then you bolt it to the frame, which means that the variator is locked tight. And that makes it easier to obviously undo it. But anyway, hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope you've learned something. Please subscribe to my channel. Hit the thumbs up, thumbs down, depending if you like it, to tell that YouTube algorithm that my videos are watchable. But as always, ride safe.